Yeah, probates, love it. It's always been one of my favorite lists, targeted markets.
I think you have
And
that in common.
you guys have done a phenomenal job with your program. You know,
Yep.
it's
Thank you. We appreciate that.
yeah.
And you're just going to add to it now. So good things coming. Yeah, we
Indeed.
got a great crowd today, Richard. I think it's at least partially due to you.
You could say it's all due to him, Jim. That'd be the smart thing to say, don't you
Well,
know?
there might be a couple other things going on in the news that
No,
It,
there's nothing else happening in real
and
estate.
Ken dressed up today. He's got a sweater on.
Oh
well,
my
this is
God.
one of the biggest questions that people have. How do I use AI in my real estate business? I mean,
Of
it's
course. Of course, of
uh
course.
Alrighty, Bruce is here, so if you want to go ahead, I can start the
Let's
recording and kick
start the
off.
recording. I'll start off, then I'll kick it to Tim to kick to Richard.
Alrighty.
Welcome to our dynamic agents and investors nationwide. Today is Thursday, November 2nd, 2023. And this is All the Leads Mastermind podcast number 453. We've got a very exciting speaker we're going to start off with today. Good thing we had him on a day when there's absolutely nothing else going on in the real estate industry, right, guys? Uh, I'm kidding. I wanted to address the elephant in the room and let you know that we're going to take about 5 minutes at the end of the call and briefly discuss the NAR ruling, and we'll probably dig into it in more depth next week. But you know, Richard, I was looking at your tagline, and I really see a commonality, if that's a word. Your tagline is you're not going to be replaced by IA, but you might be replaced by somebody who knows how to effectively use IA.
AI.
AI, artificial intelligence. Thank you. And I feel the same way about what's going on with the commission situation in NAR. I don't think it should put anybody out of business, but I think people that are smart will find a way to market it to their advantage, market around it, and market to their advantage. And in the long run, it's the same thing. It's not what happens; it's how you respond to it. So we will discuss that at the end of the call. Oh, and a little anecdote, Richard. I asked my daughter, Darcy, who is now our sales manager, if she remembered you from the investment cruises we went on, and she said, "Dad, I was 9 at the time." So I can't believe it was that many years ago, man. It's good to see your face again. Tim, you want to do
and,
the
and in a nutshell, what is the ruling? Because I'm not aware of that. Just in a nutshell, I know you're going to talk about it further.
class action lawsuit was ruled against NAR and real estate that in essence, they said it was collusion because the seller never had the option to choose not to pay a buyer's agent. So and so, you know, and again, we'll talk about it more at the end of the call. Tim, you want to give a proper introduction to Mr. Root?
Yes, Jim, and thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Are you going to talk about IA or AI, Richard? I'm just never sure, Jim.
I'll talk about both.
There you go. Talk about, what is it, Idaho? Is that AI? IA? I've known Richard a long time. We've known each other for over 2 decades, I think, actually. Richard is one of the smartest marketing people that I know. He has been able to make hay while the sun shines and make hay when the sun's not shining. He's done a great job in the industry and is well known for not only his marketing savvy, but kind of staying ahead of the curve. And he's always been out there figuring things out far in advance of other people. He put things together really quickly. And his marketing savvy has always been something that most of the people that I know that know people in the industry have a great deal of respect for. If they know Richard, they have a ton of respect for him. And we're happy to have him here. Richard kind of jumped on the AI program before it really became a factor. I think you kind of got it and said, wow, that's cool. Let me see if I can figure out something to do with that. Richard's always been heavy into direct mail marketing and, you know, just doing great marketing stuff. A lot of it for investors. And we're now working with him directly to also do this so that it certainly has equal value in the agent side of the marketplace. And I think what's important is, given the upheaval in the market today, there are going to be a lot of things that are going to change. And while, yes, it may ultimately settle out to work itself out, I think that buyer's agents are particularly going to be, they're going to deal with this right now. It's going to be relatively soon. NAR is kind of taking a hard line on it. We will talk more about it at the end of the call, but and Bruce will certainly let you weigh in on it as well, and Ken too, if he's getting on. I don't know what Ken's schedule is today, but I'm happy to have Richard here, and Richard is going to tell us everything in the world you'd ever want to know about using AI in real estate in 3 minutes.
That is the biggest challenge. There is so much to do, and we only got about 10 minutes or so to
You
talk
can take
about
all the time you want, bud. We're excited to have you here, and if we don't get it all done today, we're going to make you come back.
Well, I will. I'll give you some opportunities to get some free resources, so that if you like, to learn more, then you'll be able to do that. So the big question is, how do you use AI in your business? And so I've been working with entrepreneurs for the past 6 months, helping them answer that question and get out of overwhelm. Initially, I was overwhelming them with showing them all the amazing things that you can do. And then I realized people aren't even just doing the basics. They're not even just doing the simple things that they can use right now for free in their business. So that's kind of what I want to talk about. And I'll be happy to do like Q&A, because I would like to know what you guys would like to do more of, or improve, or do things that you've never done before, because now you can with AI. And we can talk about those different opportunities. But the number one opportunity is actually, if you're in business and you know how to make money, what's preventing you from doing 10 times, what works? Okay. It's usually time or money, right? AI is incredible for reducing the amount of time it takes to do tasks that you need to do and that you want to do. And then it allows you to do it without hiring people. You can have it do it for you. I like using AI as an advisor. So we'll talk about that, creating personas and using it as an expert advisor, as a coach, as a strategic planner, as a social media influencer coach type of thing. Or have you ever heard of Alex Hormozi, Tim? Alex Hormozi?
Yep.
Yeah.
I have.
He's a brilliant marketer. He's got some great free stuff I can recommend. He had me promote his book launch, and I actually created a persona so I could have a chat bot write like him. And then I had a client who actually used it as a business advisor, getting business advisor from this top business guy and marketer. The number one tool that you guys want to start using is Chat GPT. And I'm going to do that dyslexic thing as well. If I say Chat GPT, I'll get that backwards. But how many people are actually already using Chat GPT? Okay. Now, a lot of people haven't even tapped into the full capabilities of it. So what it is, it's a conversational bot. And it came out in November. And it's the fastest growing user, the number of users has grown faster than any other technology prior, right? And it always gets better and better and better. So we used to have some limitations a few months ago. Now those limitations, and I told people, don't worry about those, because those limitations are going to go away. What you want to do is expand your thinking about what you want to do in your business. What do you want to improve? What do you want to change? How do you want it to grow? And set some goals. So the number one thing when you're using AI is to have an outcome, have a goal. Do you want to increase your leads? Okay, how much and by when, right? If you don't know how to increase your leads, you can ask GPT, Chat GTP. All right. So everybody needs to go to openai.com, open up a free account, and start playing with it. And if you don't know what to do with it, ask ChatGPT. So let me ask you, Tim, what are the biggest opportunities you see for your members as far as what they could do? How can they make more money in their business? What would be the normal opportunities? It might be generating leads. It might be converting more of their leads into clients. What are the biggest opportunities and challenges?
Well, I think a part of it, Richard, is that the challenge that everybody has is converting leads into opportunity. So it's the conversion process. They get very actionable leads, certainly from us, and some of them get them other places. We provide a lot of tools to do that, a tremendous amount of training to do those things. And I think maybe one of the things that could be helpful is to use AI to go through the leads, particularly the ones that they have that have property information in them, and see if there are hidden in the data buying signals that it can go find, because it can quickly, what you're using is a master computer to quickly analyze huge amounts of data and potentially look at it and say, all right, here's 1,000 leads. Of these 100 people are potentially the most likely to be responsive, and those are the ones that you should go spend bigger money on than the bottom 90%, because you're most likely to get fruit out of that tree. So, I mean, that's one thing that quickly comes to my mind.
Okay. Well, let's talk about that.
Among many other things, but that's a good place to start, I think.
Yeah, because you're spending money generating leads. You guys got some phenomenal leads, and you got the marketing all put together. So we're talking about converting your leads that you have into appointments, into calls, getting them to respond. And if they say no, you need to follow up, right? We say you want to take 5 or more no's, right? So that should be 5 or more no's on the first call or over a period of time. It doesn't matter. But when they say no, I'm not ready for you, or no, you don't work for me, then I always agree, ask them a question, and then I close again, right? Now with AI, you can automate that follow-up. And what's good about one-on-one follow-up is it's personalized, right? Now you can do very powerful personalized follow-up with your leads and with your clients, because another thing is, one of the best ways to get deals is word of mouth, right? So you should create a word of mouth campaign. And the best way to do that is automate that, systemize it, and outsource it and delegate it, okay? So it gets done. But a lot of you know what to do. You're just not doing it because it takes too much time, or you're not set up, or maybe you don't know how to do it. But you know the importance of follow-up. So AI, there's a program called Be Human. It's the number B, human, AI. And what this tool does, so we have ChatGPT that does a lot of things. In fact, that's your number one tool to learn how to use. And we can talk about the uses for that. It can analyze data. It can give you answers. It'll help you write counter proposals. It'll help you analyze contracts, all kinds of things. It'll actually analyze, you can analyze entire files and ask a file a question. But this one tool is called Be Human. And what you can do, Tim, is you can record one video. So I record a video to you and I say, Tim, it was great being on your podcast. I really love talking to your members. Let's do that again soon. Let's touch base next week, right? So I record one video and I have your name and I have a personal statement about our last interaction, right? What you can do with this AI tool is you can record one video and you can send it to 1,000 people, just like when you mail merge, when you send out merged, direct mail or merged emails, you can merge someone's name or address or any type of information into an email. You can now merge a video. So one video, and what this thing will do is it will change your mouth. It will change the audio. It'll change your mouth, and you'll have a personal video for each person. So you just upload a list of 100 people or 10 people or 1,000 people, and you just have different names and maybe different personal statements, and you can do all that in one click after you record a video.
Wow,
Can
that's
you
awesome.
imagine? You can do that? Okay, so for example, if someone goes to your website and opts in and fills out a form, you can automatically send them this personalized video without you doing a thing. You can set it up once, and then every time someone fills out a form on your website online, this video can be emailed to them, it can be texted to them, it can be sent through social media messenger, right? Can you imagine that the impact of sending out not just personal videos, but there's all kinds of personalization you can do with the follow-up and do it automatically, right? So can you imagine
How
the
long,
impact
how
that
long
would
does it
have?
take to set something like that up?
It takes about an hour.
Wow. Awesome. So, well, here's the thing that, and I think this is part of something I'd really like you to address. You know, we've had a lot of conversations over, cigars sitting around a campfire about the fact that a lot of the people that we've worked with through the years spend a lot of time telling people how to do things, right? It's like, well, if you'll do these things, it'll work out for you. Go do this, go do that. And I think part of the challenge is that, people go and are shown how to do it and they don't do it.
Right.
Yeah, I get it. But, I wouldn't be able to figure out how to do that. That sounds really hard. And I think what I'd really love it if you could really tell people how really dirt simple a lot of this is. And that's really the beauty of this. AI is so different than a lot of the other tools that are out there. They're great tools, but a lot of them seem to be overwhelming.
Yes.
And AI is pretty warm and fuzzy to use in a lot of respects.
Well, let me give you one thing that people can do today. I created a training program where I went into Chat GPT and I said, hey, I want to make $600 an hour using Chat GPT. What questions do you have to ask me in order for you to help me? So I said, my goal is I want to know how to make $600 an hour using the Chat GPT. But I asked it, what questions you need to ask me so you can help me? So you can do that with any goal. All right. Hey, I'm a real estate agent. I'm not converting as many leads as I would like. I need some help with that. What questions do you need to ask me so you can help me? And I got to tell you, it's super smart. If you tell it your goal, who you are, what you do, and why you do it. This is kind of like an elevator speech, right? And by the way, in Chat GPT, you can create custom instructions so it remembers who you are and what you do and who you do it for. Okay. Otherwise, you tell it and you say, I'm having this problem. What do you need to ask me in order for you to help me? So that's like what I call a super prompt, because you can get advice on anything that you want to work on. All right. So if you want to generate more leads, if you want to convert more leads, if you want to make more money per transaction, it's like you want to hire somebody, you want to hire a VA, you want to what? So does that make sense, Tim? Asking
Sure.
that question, because you ask that question, it'll give you 10 questions. It'll ask you 10 things. And yeah, you just answer those questions and you're going to get phenomenal output. You're going to get phenomenal advice. And then anything that you want to drill down on, you just tell me more about that.
And the point is, and this is what I was going to say. It's just conversational. It's not like you've got to program it or fill out a form. It's literally the same thing you'd see if you were going to send a text. It's like I was going to say, hey, Richard, tell me how to make $600 using, XYZ tool. Richard is going to share a screen here.
All right, here it is. All right. So it's like, okay, we can ask it anything, right? So Tim, what would be a high level question to ask?
What's the best way to make money in probate?
All right, let's now I'm there's chat 3.5, which is free, and then there's chat GPT-4, which is $20 a month. And you have these different modes. You have your default mode. You can browse with Bing because there is a knowledge cutoff of September to 2021. So if you want any recent data, and this is really great for scraping information off the website, getting up-to-date market data and stuff like that. You can analyze large data with advanced data analysis. You can upload a spreadsheet and have it. I uploaded a spreadsheet, Tim, of all the rentals in my area, my market area. I said, here, I just copied and pasted them. Actually, I went to Redfin. I downloaded all the rentals in a county into a spreadsheet. You can do that for free. And then I just attached a spreadsheet and I said, what are the 3 properties that are the best deal for a renter? And what are the 3 best deals for a landlord, right? It analyzed all that data and said, these are the 3 properties. You can ask it data like that. Plugins allow you to do all kinds of things, including get up-to-date information from the web. And then DALL-E 3 allows you to create images. So everybody should be, once you start using this, you want to go ahead and upgrade and have all these bells and whistles. But let's go ahead and use the free version. What's the best way to make money with what?
With probate in real estate.
All right. Probate records, probate announcements, just probate in general.
Probate real estate opportunities. Let's just see what it says.
Okay, do you want me to put as an agent or as a real estate entrepreneur?
That's okay. Just kind of leave it where it is.
All right. Yeah,
General,
if you start general like that, you'll get general answers. And the more specific you get, the more it's going to target in on what you're looking for. Okay. So we can start more general and find out where it takes us. And then we can drill down. Okay. So research and identify probate properties. Do you know anybody who does that, Tim?
I've heard of a company. Yeah.
So that's a good best practice. Build relationships. AI is great for building the initial contact, the initial relationship. In fact, it can handle your initial contacts. And so you're only talking to people that are interested in talking further. But building relationships with attorneys, probate courts, other professionals. Hey, do you think I heard that works, Tim? Build a team of people that can help someone in probate, right?
What a concept, right?
All right. Yep. Networking. And by the way, when you ask a question, Tim, a lot of times it's good to ask questions you already know the answer to, but what happens, it'll give you some things you never thought of, right?
Well, I
analyze
early this morning. I gave it all these answers early this morning, so it would sound good for us.
Put it in my custom instructions. Okay.
There you go.
All right. Analyze properties. Once you've identified potential probate properties, conduct an analysis. All right. And then contact the executors, offer fair prices, due diligence. Now, by the way, my custom instructions tell the chat that I'm an investor. So it's taking the investor approach, right? Due diligence, negotiate terms, close the deal, market and manage the property, exit strategy, and comply with legal requirements. Now, you can say, okay, so I can say, I want to offer services as a real estate agent. Okay, so that's so I'm just telling it, I'm not looking to invest, I'm looking to service, provide service. So, and now it's telling you to get licensed, education and training, choose a brokerage, build your network, market yourself, know your market, client relationships, MLS access, legal compliance. There you go. There's your whole list, right? And then you can drill down on market myself. Okay, so how can I market myself to probate opportunities? Okay. And it's going to give you different types of promotional marketing ideas. Educate yourself, which is what you guys are doing. Online, create an online presence, network with professionals, leverage testimonials, direct mail campaigns, workshops, offer free workshops, right? Join local groups, do public speaking. All right. So again, you can drill down on any of this to get more information. Is there any other follow-up questions you want me to ask in this demo, Tim?
Bud, you're the boss here, and anything that you can would be great. Before you do that, if you would, we had one of the people who were online asked again if you would just quickly repeat what you said about how you uploaded the real rental list in your marketplace. What were the steps in that?
Okay, so I went to Redfin and I did a search for active rentals. And when you go to Redfin, once you have a search, you can actually download. There's a button where you can download it as an Excel file, right? And then what I did, I could probably find that file and do this. But what I did is I went over here to ChatGPT-4. I went to advanced data analysis. Okay. And you can do this with any type of data. And in fact, you can export all your past clients into a data file and have ask chat questions about that data file. What are the common elements of this list? So right here is a button where you can attach files. Okay. So you just attach you can attach different types of files, but including, in this case, a spreadsheet. And then once I attached the spreadsheet, I went ahead and asked it some questions well, the first question, it didn't give me the right answer. So I said, go ahead and calculate the price per, because I had the square footage and the rent, right? So I had it do that calculation to determine what was a low cost. So it did that for me automatically, but it's what's the lowest cost rental wise? So what's a deal for someone who wants to rent? Now, as an investor, I might do a lease option on something where I can rent it low, right? And make a cash flow on it and sublet it out. Or what's the best deal for a landlord where the property is getting a high income versus the value of the property comparatively. And that's how I analyze. I'm doing that right now, Tim. I'm analyzing how do you choose a farm market where you want to be, your farm area, your targeted area. Like if you're not doing enough business in your area, or you don't like your area and you want another area, then how do you select another market? So I go to different websites on crime, density, population growth, all this. I collect all this data. I can either scrape it using AI from the internet, using a tool. I'll show you this tool. It's a free tool. Now, there's plugins that allow you to scrape data. Okay, these plugins allow you to scrape data from websites. But I have this tool right up here. It's called Instant Data Scraper. Okay, and I'll go ahead and show you that. It's a Chrome plugin. And I'll go ahead and put that in the chat for everybody. And what you do is you install this. And when you go to a website, let's just go to my chat log right here. And I can scrape I can scrape any page. It'll give me whatever's in a table. It'll give me. So if I hit it, it says reload the page. So I'm going to reload the page. And now what I do is I just hit it again. Oh wait, I hit it. Okay, I hit it again. Now let me show you the pop-ups window on that. This window pops up. Okay. Now, this is one of the tables right here. This is one of the tables on the website. So I can just copy this all, paste it into a Google Doc, or I can download it as a CSV or Excel, right? But maybe that's not the data that I wanted on the page. So I go ahead and say, try another table. So here's another table. Here's another table. Here's another table. All right. And here's another table. I think we might be back to the first one. And the first one is just basically my recent, the titles of my recent chats in ChatGPT. So you can do that on when you pull up data on a real estate website. You can activate the instant data scraper and scrape any of the tables. Okay. In fact, Tim, you could pull up your 5,000 friends on Facebook, scroll down so they're all showing, and you could just scrape them all, as far as creating a file on it. There are plugins like Zillow and Redfin and different plugins that are actually designed for you to search property information and extract that and get that. So
hey, Richard, it absolutely amazing, and I'm assuming it took you a couple months to get to the point where you could effectively use all these plugins. I'm still back at the first thing you said. When I was an active real estate agent, I used to call all of my past clients every month. And after 10, 15, today I would say, hey, everybody, happy Thanksgiving. I'm so thankful for the business you sent me in the past. When you're sitting around the Thanksgiving table and the real estate comes up, please continue to recommend me in the future. Send out to everybody you ever did business with. They think you took the time to create a personal Thanksgiving message for them. I mean,
for the video. For the video.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I mean,
no, you can say anything. I'm telling you. I mean, the possibilities are endless. So that's what I'm doing, guys, and I'll show you this, is I am doing a whole 3-day training next month on how to use ChatGPT to do the different things in your real estate business, okay? Because what you need to know is the use cases. In fact, I'm talking to 1,000 real estate entrepreneurs on Sunday, live, in person, teaching them this, talking about this stuff. How do you use AI in your business, right? So, but next month I'm doing a 3-day event. Let me go to my browser. Now, here's what I just put this together for you today, Tim. All right, let's see.
Yep, I saw it. It's pretty amazing.
Okay, so here's the link. I'll go ahead and put this in the chat. It's profitpro.ai is my my website. Portal.profitpro.ai is kind of for my members, but that's kind of the active area right now. Okay. So if you go to profitpro.ai, it's going to direct you to portal.profitpro.ai. Okay. Because it's kind of a community. It's a membership community of people that want to use AI in their business and make money. So what I did is I created /ATL. So I'll go ahead and put that in the chat. And then I'll show you what happens when you click on that. Well, actually, we're there right now. Okay, so I put this on here. I created a coupon for you guys. The promo code is ATL 198 because it's $198 off my 3-day boot camp, basically. It's a virtual boot camp next month. So if I click on here, what happens is it's going to activate that coupon because automatically from this page. Otherwise, you would use this code at checkout. So here it says view event and activate discount. So you just click on that. And that's the only thing on this page, by the way, because I told Tim about this event. He said, well, you should talk about the event. Now that's a little slow. So I'm going to go to the page that's already open. This is where it opens to. Okay. And so what it did is it took $198 off the price, so it's only 99 bucks. All right. So it's a 3-day event next month, December 12th, 13th, and 14th. Here's don't fall behind, reach new heights. So I cover a kind of a blueprint on all the different things you can do in your business, right? And then these are some of the areas. Now, this is for real estate entrepreneurs. So my main focus is on real estate entrepreneurs, real estate professionals. Most of the people I've dealt with in the past are real estate investors, but I'm presenting this in such a way so you can use it. Actually, a lot of this you can use in any business, but I like working with information marketers and real estate entrepreneurs. Okay. So when we talk about the different ways that AI can use for finding deals, that's really about generating leads. So what are the best ways to generate leads, right? Seller engagement. You can create AI tools or use AI tools to initially handle, like I just said, you can automatically send them a customized video as soon as they fill out a form. Actually, in a CRM, you can trigger that with a phone call. It depends on the CRM you're working with, but you can trigger these workflows. But finding deals, I'm really big on that. I'm a kind of an expert on generating leads for your business. So we're going to talk about the best practices for that, but how do you use AI to help identify your market that you want to target, who you want to target, and then how do you improve your message? Now, you guys already have good messages with all the leads, but your personalized follow-up or your personalized messages or any other type of marketing that you're doing, AI, ChatGPT is really good for that. There's other tools you can use, but I say keep it simple. Start with ChatGPT. I will teach you how to get amazing output. All right. So market analysis, data analysis, creating offers, negotiating, and scaling your business. So those are the kind of the main topics. And Tim, I went ahead and scheduled a series of bonus coaching calls. They start next Wednesday. So every Wednesday before the event, I'm just going to do an open Q&A call and teach some cool stuff, but also just help people answer people's questions on how to use this stuff in their business, right? So that's a bonus. And then these are some of the topics on the blueprint. And then we have 3 days. So it'll be 4 hours a day. And it'll be recorded. So if you miss a day, you'll have like 72 hours to get the recording. And I'm just going to give my best stuff on how to use AI in your real estate business during those 3 days. And reveal as much as I can even before the event through those bonus calls.
Sure. Well, I got to tell you, first off, I appreciate the generous nature of you offering this at a really amazing discount for our people. That's great. And anybody who wants to learn anything about this, $99 is pretty dirt cheap to get that done. The other thing that I'll tell you is that Richard and I have talked a good bit over the last 3 or 4 days, and we're going to start considering Richard kind of part of our faculty here and our resident specialist on AI. And in the next couple of months, we're going to try to build some AI into some of the tools that we have, particularly as we roll them out with the new CRM that we're working on and the other things that are there, so that we're going to create some more customization in some of the things that you can do and do some of this for you. Because as I said earlier, one of the biggest challenges that we all have is, yeah, that sounds great. And wow, that's really cool, Richard, you can do that. And I'll sure go do that. And then, the next day you wake up and the world caught up with you and, you got 6 different appointments you got to get to and the excuses pile up and you don't get there. So our job is to make it easy on you as well. And we're going to do everything we can to make that happen. We're going to ask Richard to kind of help us do that and create some of those tools. And he's generously offered to do that. And I think certainly avail yourself of his training. I think that's important. We're going to open it up for some questions. I'll ask one of them now, and I don't know that you have go ahead, Richard, you want to say something?
I just want to say, this is always overwhelming, and we're all new and we're all learning. You guys just have a little advantage, right? And you'll have more of an advantage if you just start playing with it, right? So just every time you say, well, why am I going to use AI in my business? It's like, okay, well, what do you want to do? You always have to have a goal. So working together with you, and the purpose for those bonus calls is to find out what are the challenges that people are having, or what are the opportunities that people have that they can just easily start taking advantage of or solving using prompts that I've created, or I'll create a prompt on the fly. A prompt is a question that you ask AI. And everybody needs to know how to prompt, because all of the tools that you already use in your business are incorporating AI features, right? You're seeing that with Google and Microsoft and Canva and Calendly. Everybody is adding these AI features. So one of the things you can do right now is just when you go into your program and they have this new AI feature pop up, check it out, find out what it does, and see if you can use it. That's one thing I could highly suggest, because people don't do that. I'm too busy. Well, if you're too busy, go into chat and say, I'm too busy to do all this. Help me. And you'll get some help. You'll get some ideas.
So I'm going to give you the biggest challenge I can think of. Can you teach Jim to do this?
I'm sure he can.
Let me go into chat and ask.
Richard, I was going to ask facetiously, when they show up for these coaching calls, will that actually be you, or is it AI moving your head?
In about 6 months, well, there's going to be people I'm working with before 6 months, but I have UGPT, how to create a doppelganger of you.
There you go.
All right. You can already do it now, but
yeah,
you can do all kinds of things now. But the question is, why do you want to do it? Right? What's your intention? So that's, again, it goes back to when you're using AI, it's what is your intent? What is your goal? And what is your intention behind the goal? And then make it a goal. Set a date. Say within 30 days or within 3 hours or whatever, I'm going to knock this out. I'm going to achieve this goal. So get really clear on what you want and why, then figure out how you're going to do it.
That's great. And that's a great segue to one of the first questions that someone asked was, how can we protect ourselves from intelligent criminals using our voices and images from AI to do fraudulent things? And that's one of the big other sides of the ugly underbelly of AI, is its potential for, misuse, misinformation, and all that. I'm not expecting you to answer that, but I think that's something that, people are going to increasingly want to know. And it'd be a good question to ask ChatGPT.
Yeah, it is. And it's a big concern. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people have a lot of fear and concerns about, in fact, I saw someone post online. They said, someone was asking, how do you want to use AI in your business? And someone says, I don't want to use AI in my business. I want to deal with people myself. I don't want anybody else. They didn't get it. AI is actually designed to make you better. It's to leverage you, right? It's not to replace you. It's to allow you to do things that you should be doing and do it better and build better relationships, but have better nurturing, have better trust and rapport. Okay. So there's a lot of people that they have these blinders on. What if I got one thing out of this call today? I want you to expand your thinking about what's possible. And if you have any fear, if you have to go analyze it and do some Google research to find out, then that's fine. But I would say it's not an issue, right? If no one's that, as soon as it's a problem, I'll go ahead and be offering a solution, but it's not a problem right now with people, duplicating your voice or pretending like you. You've heard stories in the news about that, but it's so isolated, right? There's other concerns about the data that you put into like ChatGPT. What happens to that data? Well, that's something I'll cover when we have more time, but basically you don't want to put any confidential information in there. It's unlikely that data is going to be used by anybody and anyhow, but if you're concerned about it, just don't put confidential information in there. Like I was thinking, Tim, I could upload all my tax documents and have it give me tax advice. And then I thought, shit, I don't want all my personal data and social security number on in the system. Now, let me show you real quick. And I know we're short on time, but let me show you real quick. If I go over here to ChatGPT, I'm going to go ahead and refresh this because I have my instant data scraper on. So that's how it turns it off. Okay. Now, if you go down to the bottom here, you have your account. So if you click on your account, you have your plan. It's either free or $20 a month, your custom instructions, and then your settings and beta. Okay. So settings and beta, you go in here, you have these beta features. So you can turn on the plugins and advanced data analysis. All right. So data controls right here. I have this turned on. I'm allowing ChatGPT to use my chat history for training ChatGPT. So if you don't want, if you're doing something more private or you're concerned about that, then go ahead and turn that off. Okay. Oh, shoot. I hope I didn't lose my chat. No, I still got my history. There's so many cool things that I can show you on this, but we don't have time. But that's, you can turn off your information being used to make ChatGPT better and learn. Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, and I you know, we've been at this a good bit, and we've had, it's one of the larger crowds we've had this year. Actually, I think we'll probably exceed 200 people live, and that generally means that we'll probably end up with 1,000 or so who will see this over the next week, and we'll certainly make some noise about it going forward. Bruce or Ken, do either of you guys have anything you'd like to ask Richard? You're both muted.
I probably should have put a limit on that coupon because I didn't know we'd have so many people.
Yeah, I'm sure you wouldn't want to make any more money. I know that.
So we've been one of the things that that's been discussed a lot is coming up with videos and content ideas for all the lead subscribers that they can then use to go produce content. So we've kind of talked about using ChatGPT to create outlines and give them structure and instructions and ideas on what to do. Could they also go in and ask ChatGPT what consumers want to know about the probate process, and then potentially use it to write blogs or help them record videos on that content?
Absolutely. It's great. You guys all should consider yourselves content marketers. Because that's the best way to market yourself, is provide some good value to your audience. And chat is great for that. And here's how I would do that. Let's say you wanted a video script, okay? I would go ahead and take all of the information. I would copy all the information of your existing marketing, and I would tell chat, I say, look, I'm going to give you some information, several pieces of information, and then I'm going to ask you some questions. Are you ready? And it says, yeah. And then you just copy and paste a bunch of information that you have, and it'll say, great, I got it. What's the next one? And you paste that in, and it says, great, what's next? And then you say, okay, I'm done. I want to create a video script that I can send out to prospective clients to explain the benefits of using us if they're in a probate situation, right? So you just tell it your goal, and it'll create a script. it'll instantly create a script. And then you say, well, no, I don't want to do it in a studio, because it'll tell you about the lighting and the angle of the video and all of that. Say, no, I want to do it, a personal one from my phone walking down the street. So it'll redo the script for you, right? And you say, okay, now I want to take, that's a great message, I want to create a blog post on it. And it'll create a blog post. And it's like, okay, go ahead and create a description of that blog post or of that video. Create the description so that someone reads it and wants to watch it, right? All right, go ahead and create some titles for it. Go ahead and summarize it into some sales bullet points. So it's great for marketing. It's great for creating content. If you don't know, like you said, you can ask, this is what I do all the time. What are the biggest challenges that someone have in this situation? And find out what their biggest, I do this with, sellers. If someone's selling, because I create marketing, by the way, where I say, here's a free special report to get a guaranteed buyer and avoid all of these problems. And I just offer the free report. I don't even tell them I buy houses. I just want a seller who wants all those benefits. And then I have a report that tells them how they can do all that on their own versus, or you can, here's another option. So it's great for content. Does that help answer your question? You're muted. You're muted, Bruce.
So this is that's great. And this is not a question, but something you said was the headline. A lot of times the headline is what gets your email or your video or your blog or whatever it is looked at. If you don't have a good, catchy headline, it's not going to get looked at. And so for those of you that might not be headline machines that create that sizzle subject line, use ChatGPT for it. That's so I liked how you
here's a quick tip. Here's a quick tip on that. Just go in there when you're working on this, right? You're giving it, you're teaching it what you're writing about, right? And now you want a headline, right? So now say, what are the elements of a compelling headline that grabs attention and gets people to read further? Ask that question. It'll tell you the elements, right? And then then go, okay, go ahead and create 7 headlines using those elements.
Yep.
And you can also make it very geographically specific. You can do all of those and say, yada, 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 in Austin, Texas. And it will have learned whatever it can pull out in regard to economics or anything else going on in Austin. And it will add that to the results that it gives you back. So you can get, the more specificity you give it, the better your data is going to be. Just think of it as the smartest person you know and ask them the tightest, the more specification you give it, better the answer is going to be.
Yeah. What are the challenges to someone in probate in this situation, in this state, during this time of the year or whatever? The more specific you are, the more better output. And you can always get more specific after you ask the question. But that's the value, Tim, of knowing how to prompt, how to ask questions. And you'll do that. You'll learn that. You can learn that from others like me. You can go ahead and do some, online research to learn how to prompt or get some prompts, but you'll learn most by doing it and being really clear on what you want to accomplish.
Absolutely. And I don't want to, we are going to run out of time, but what I'd like to do real quick is, once again, the place to go register for Richard's training that he's got coming up. And guys, you can't imagine how truthfully inexpensive that is, because I've known Richard for a long time, and Richard has taught courses in 3 days that are $2,500, and people are paying it. So the issue is, for $99, you're going to get one of the brightest guys in the business teaching you this in great deal of depth, and he's also extremely excited about it and a really smart guy. But anyway, go to portal.profitpro.ai/ATL, and that will get you his knockdown and dirty price that gets you into that for $99, and also allow you into the pre-training during the rest of the month of November, and that will be very helpful. I will tell you that I'm excited about some of the things we could do, and we're going to try to come back every couple of weeks and throw some AI stuff at you that we've learned in that period of time to continue to do this. I think it's also important to know that we started the day off by saying that we'd talk a little bit about the upheaval in our industry today with the changes in the challenges with NAR and some of the big realtors. And I know that's a topic of high interest, and we will definitely devote some significant time to that next week, because we know it's important. We know it's stuff that we certainly want to help you with. And I think by then we'll have some good info for you to offer to kind of help. We know that we think it provides an opportunity for you from a marketing standpoint. Jim and I were spending some time earlier on, and Richard, I'm going to ask you to take a couple of minutes. You should probably do this anyway. Take a couple of minutes, familiarize yourself with what's going on with that settlement. And just, you can look it up by just doing class action NAR. And the more you learn about it, maybe you can have ChatGPT give us some cool info about that, and we'll spit it back.
Here's the bottom line. I'd be able to knock that out in 30 minutes by having live access to the internet using a plugin or using Bing, go ahead and research the information, find an article, have it summarize the article for me, and then start asking those questions. And you can come up with some great answers in about 30, 45 minutes.
Richard, that's what I was going to say. Everybody should play with that a little bit before the next call. I'm a realtor. I'm a buyer's agent. I primarily take listings. I'm a realtor. I'm an investor. Here's the recent ruling, assuming that goes nationwide. What's the best way for me to maximize or improve my marketing or improve my business? I bet you get some answers even before you do that. But you can get us some really good ones.
Well, hey, this makes my job so much easier, guys, because my entire life has been empowering real estate entrepreneurs to achieve their goals through direct response marketing, through good business practices, treating your business as a business, and the inner game, the mindset. And now with AI, I can just empower you with a few prompts or a few instructions. Now you can have AI get the answers. So yeah, it's all about coming up with great questions.
That's awesome. One other quick, just kind of procedural announcement. Those of you who were able to take advantage of our cool offer to throw in the flyer from Probate Cash into your mailings, I'm sad to tell you, but glad to tell you it was fully subscribed. We had over 5,000 pieces that have been booked and scheduled to go out with that included. We're going to take probably the next couple of weeks and look at the results. And if it works the way I'm almost 100% sure that it will work, we're going to make that a regular feature. And if so, we'll open it up again. But that's something that you can certainly tell your MISs when you talk with them that you want to take advantage of it as soon as it's available. But we're fully subscribed at this point. So we won't be throwing more in there the rest of this week. But hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we'll turn the faucet back on. And it was probably one of the most popular things we did. So we appreciate you all taking advantage of it. And certainly it reduced the cost of your mail by a nickel. And more importantly, gave you an opportunity to get some big commission dollars coming in as well, which, as you know, based on what happened yesterday, may become even more important. So we are knocking on the door at the top of the hour. Ken, do you have anything? We haven't given you a chance to say anything. You got anything to offer, bud?
I was just thinking how to meet the attorneys. I mean, back to the beginning of the phone call, but I'm going to get on Chat GPT and, best networking groups to meet attorneys, etc. So I've kind of disregarded Chat GPT myself, but yeah, it's time to not do that anymore.
Good.
Richard, I can't tell you how pleasant this was to do, bud. And, I've looked forward to having the opportunity to work with you for a long, long time. And this is a great, you're out in front of this. You're a market leader and a thought leader in this side of the industry. And, I think that's great. I'm still going to challenge you. I'm going to ask you, first off, don't clone Jim. I don't want you to do it. But thank you very much, bud. And we'll look forward to seeing your smiling face on here again and very much appreciate it. Thank you.
I think that'd be a huge.
You know what's cool? I'm getting notifications on my phone that you guys are signing up. I haven't promoted this yet. I haven't even promoted it yet. You guys are the first in. So congratulations.
Yeah, that's great. Right. And I say one other thing. Obviously, we're in business to sell leads, and that's what we're here for. And we don't just sell leads. We're a full support company. We have a system, and we'll handle your print. We've got the best and most actionable real estate leads in the country, particularly in the probate space. We do a great job of doing that. We offer amazing training. We've got an amazing support team. We build credibility websites for you. We do things that nobody else does. And if you'd like to learn more about what we do and you're not a subscriber and you're on the call, go to alltheleads.com/check my county. Or just go to All the Leads and hop on Check My County and you'll see everything you need to get there. We'll be happy to work with you. And we're excited. This has been a great day for us. Probably one of the biggest crowds we've had in a while. And I think we're going to want to do some more of this, Richard. And if you're getting people signing up, it must be working. So that's a good thing.
Well, you know what? I'm so passionate about this, and this is exactly what I want to be doing. So I look forward to it. Yeah.
All right, brother. Hey, thanks everybody for being here. Jim, I'm going to give you the opportunity to make one of your classic sign-offs.
There you go. And I don't see any reason not to clone Jim, but we can talk about that after the call. I think I am going to go on Chat GPT and ask it what's the best way to end the mastermind call. But until then, I'll do it the same way I did the other 452. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today. Particularly thank Richard. This was one of our best calls ever. And I want to challenge each of you, take one idea, like maybe sign up for Chat GPT, that we discussed on today's call, go out and put it into practice and come back next Thursday and share your results with the group. Thank you, everybody. Great call, Richard. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Same time next Thursday.